Hello everyone and welcome to Dryer Days Art Studio. I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, in this video I'm going to feature some new molds to my store. These are the Unique Coaster molds and the Unique Small Tray mold. And I just thought these were really cute and a fun shape when I saw them. I wanted to carry them in my store. And I wanted to try a couple different techniques with these molds, as well as feature some products that I haven't and that a few people have been asking about. So here are the molds themselves, and I'm actually working on top of a pink silicone mat that I put inside my baking sheet. Here I'm just showing the different molds, the different shapes. Those obviously are the coaster molds. They're about 4.5 inches long, which is kind of standard for a coaster size. And then the tray mold there to the right is roughly about 8 inches in diameter. So let's get moving here. I am going to be using some higher heat resistancy resin. I am going to be using some Total Boat. Their tabletop countertop epoxy. It's just a little bit more durable, it's scratch resistant, and I just find that I like to use more of like a tabletop or a countertop epoxy when I'm making functional art. It just holds up a little bit better than some of the art resins. And you can see to the left there some of the products I am planning on using in these today. And I am just going to lay down a very thin, clear resin base to get these started here. Okay, and you can see now we have a really nice base of that resin in there, and I'm going to come in with some of my natural mica flakes. Now these are an extra large flake, and people have been asking me what they look like in a piece, so I wanted to feature them here. The mica flakes can tend to be a little bit heavier, so I knew these were going to sink to the bottom, so I knew that that was going to be my front side of my coaster here. So that's what I'm going to kind of work around, is the fact that I know this is going to sink to the bottom, and I want to have that bottom, that shiny surface of the mold be my top, if that makes sense. I'm going to kind of go more in depth with that in other videos because I have some other molds coming, but it does kind of depend on what side you want facing up. To me, especially with a deeper mold like these are a little bit deeper. They're almost like they're between 1/4 and 1/2 inch deep, and so when you have a mold that deep, you're going to have stuff sink to the bottom. You're going to have a very different looking coaster or tray depending on what side you want facing up. So because I knew these mica flakes were heavy and they were going to sink, I knew that that underneath side was going to be the top of my piece. So here I'm just kind of laying them out. In the tray I wanted to have a little bit more of a design, and in the coaster molds I'm just going to have them in the center there. Okay, and now I'm going to come in with some of my silver pearl. I'm going to start laying the groundwork for where I want my colors to go. I knew I wanted these to be very much like black, white, and silver, and I wanted to keep to those colors. The natural mica flakes are more of like a clear, but because they are natural, they do have a little bit more of like an off-white hue. So that's why I wanted to use the silver pearl too, because it's not like a solid white. I thought it would go really nicely against those flakes. Now I'm going to use my gunmetal pigment. This is a really beautiful gray. I'm going to do the same thing here, kind of lay the groundwork. What I like to do with my really deep coasters, similar to when I do my geodes and I have the paint colors laid down, this is almost like that first paint color laying down, kind of getting the roadmap for where I want all these colors to go, because I'm going to have to keep building them and building them and building them because the mold is so deep, and I don't like to just splash them all in there at one time, because they'll really marry together and become like a big splotch, and you'll lose a lot of that dimension and definitive different colors there. So that's why I kind of do this. This is my black mat right here, and I mention this in every video just so people know. The black mat is a very dense, dry matte pigment. I will take a little bit and put it in my cup, kind of break it up a little bit with my popsicle stick, and then I will add in a little bit of rubbing alcohol and mix it in with that dry pigment to make it almost like a paste. and then it will blend in with your resin easier. If you don't do this step and you don't make it a paste, you will just have small little chunks or dry balls of potentially in with your resin there, and you'll see that in your piece. You'll see the pieces of the dry pigment. So that's why I opt to mix it with the rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to continue to go around and do this and build up my colors. And wanted to mention here, to add a little bit more dimension and texture as well, I'm adding in some of my tuxedo glass glitter, and this has silver, clear, and black pieces of glass glitter in it. Also very heavy, so it will sink. These are really durable and thick, and so they demolded very, very nicely. And you can get an idea now of just how deep they are and how thick the coasters will be. I'm going to set these aside for another about 3 days and let them cure before I take the pictures of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and come and check out these molds and all the products that I used at DryerDaysArtStudio.com. Everything, even that pink silicone mat, will be there for you. And here they are, you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Come find me on Instagram at DryerDays. And until next time, keep on pouring.